Who gets better grades, a student studying 10 hours a day, or one studying just 3? Surprisingly, the 3-hour student scores 20 points higher on average. That's from actual research. What if those thousands of hours you've poured in barely stuck in your brain at all? The problem isn't how hard you work. It's how your brain actually processes information. Today, we're revealing the real study methods science has proven. A survey of 1,000 Korean students found something shocking. 84% relied mainly on highlighting and rereading. But these methods, their actual retention rate doesn't even hit 20%. Brain science calls them the worst possible approaches. Ever had this happen? You highlight your textbook, organize beautiful notes, clean up your desk feeling accomplished. Then test day arrives and your mind goes blank. You swear you saw it somewhere, but you can't remember. That's textbook illusion of learning. Your brain tricks you. It makes you think, I've seen this, so I know it. But seeing and knowing are completely different things. Read a book 100 times. If you can't explain it yourself, you don't know it. Here's the brutal part. Study all night, cram everything in. A week later, only 15% remains. That's the cruel truth about cramming. Test day, you might feel okay. Long term, nearly useless. So how should you actually study? How do you make your brain truly store information? We're about to unlock those secrets, one by one. Your study life is about to change completely. The study methods we learned in school, brain science says they're completely wrong. It's not the teacher's fault. They learned the same way. But now brain research has advanced. The truth is out. Highlighting important parts with markers, everyone does it, right? Yellow, pink, green makes you feel productive. But your brain is just looking at colors, not processing information. Note-taking works the same way. You spend time organizing beautifully. Use different colored pens. Draw tables and arrows. Feel satisfied. But that's not studying. That's just writing. Your hand moved. Your brain didn't. Rereading does the same thing. Read the same page 5 times, 10 times. Sure, it feels familiar. Oh yeah, I've seen this. But that's not real understanding. Just surface recognition. Useless on test day. Why does this happen? You need to understand how your brain works. Our brains have 2 memory systems, short-term and long-term. Short-term memory is temporary storage. The phone number you just heard, the sentence you just read, only holds things briefly. Most students, they only stack information in short-term memory. Gone after the test. Long-term memory is the real vault. Information stored here lasts months, even years. Useful not just for tests, but real life too. True studying is moving information from short-term to long-term memory. But transferring from short-term to long-term requires something special. You can't just read, see, or listen. You have to send your brain a signal, this is important information. Store it for the long haul. What's that signal? Retrieval. Pulling it out yourself. Nobody telling you. You remembering on your own. That's the key. We'll show you the specific methods one by one. It's not complicated. You can start today. Active recall. That's what it's called. It means practicing pulling information out yourself, not just reading. Remembering. The American Psychological Association ran an experiment with hundreds of students. One group reread the textbook 4 times. The other group read it once, then spent the rest of the time with the book closed, recalling the content. The results shocked everyone. The recall group scored 70% higher on test questions. Same time invested. Results, night and day difference. Why does this happen? Your brain loves effort. Information that comes easy gets tossed out easy. Information you struggle to retrieve? Your brain values that. It thinks, we worked hard to find this. Better keep it safe. When you read, your brain's in passive mode, just looking at words. But when you try to explain something yourself, your brain switches to active mode. It searches your memory banks, finds connections, reconstructs. The information carves in deep. How do you do this exactly? Simple. After studying a chapter, close the book completely. Then write everything you just learned on a blank sheet. At first, you'll struggle to remember. That's normal. That moment when your mind goes blank, that's where real learning happens. Your brain desperately searches for information. neural pathways strengthen. The harder it is, the bigger the effect. After writing, open the book and check. Mark what you got wrong, what you missed, then write it again on a fresh sheet. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times. That content is now locked into your brain. Test practice works the same way. When solving problems, never look at the answer key first. Even if you don't know the answer, struggle with it. Think it through. That struggle time is learning time. Explaining to a friend has incredible power too. Ever felt, I think I know this, but I can't explain it? That's proof you don't really know it. Practice until you can explain it clearly. Active recall. That's the first secret. Don't read, remember. Don't look right. Don't listen, explain. The second secret is spaced repetition. Magic level effectiveness. Ever pulled an all-nighter before a test? Probably most of you have. That night, everything sticks. Test day feels fine. But 1 week later, nearly all of it's gone. Research shows cramming has a 1-week retention rate of just 15%. Memorize 10 things, remember 1 or 2. Complete waste of time? Why? Your brain only considers repeated information important. See it once and it's done? Brain thinks, one-time thing. Can delete it. But if it keeps showing up over time, this keeps appearing. Must be important. German psychologist Ebbinghaus studied the forgetting curve. Learn something, 1 day passes over 50% forgotten. 2 days, 70%. 1 month, over 80% gone. But review at the right times and you completely change that curve. First review after 1 day. Second after 3 days. Third after 1 week. Fourth after 1 month. Do this, and 4 spaced reviews beat 10 massed reviews. By 60% retention. Less time spent. Way better results. Try it yourself, you'll experience something strange. Reviewing after 1 week, you'll think, whoa, I forgot all this. But that's the point. Recalling when you've almost forgotten gives your brain the strongest stimulation. Reviewing when it's too easy has no effect. I still remember everything means reviewing is wasting time. The sweet spot? When you've partly forgotten. When recall takes a little effort. Create a specific schedule. Today's material, review tomorrow. Then not the day after, but 3 days later. Mark it on a calendar. Or use an app. The key is consistency. Not cramming it all together. Small amounts repeated many times. Like a marathon, not a sprint. Spaced repetition. That's the second secret. Stop cramming. Review over time. The third secret is the most paradoxical yet most powerful method. Interleaved practice. How do you usually study? Solve 1 math chapter straight through, then move to the next, right? Memorize 1 English vocabulary unit, then the next. That's what we're used to. But brain scientists say do the opposite. Don't stick to 1 topic. Mix multiple topics. Do 3 quadratic equation problems. Then suddenly a probability problem. Then a calculus problem. Sounds weird at first, right? Won't that hurt my focus? Won't I get confused? Yes. Studying this way actually is harder and more confusing, but that's exactly the point. When your brain's comfortable, it doesn't learn. Your brain operates best when challenged. When confused, when comparing and distinguishing. Stick to 1 topic and your brain gets used to the pattern. Oh, another quadratic equation, and it solves automatically. No thinking. But when a different type suddenly appears, your brain wakes up. Wait, what's this? A research team studied baseball players. 1 group practiced fast pitches, only 100 of them. The other group mixed fast pitches, slow pitches, and curves. The result? The mixed practice group had batting averages 40% higher. Why? In real games, you don't know what pitch is coming. Discrimination ability matters. Studying works the same way. Test questions don't come in order. First, you have to identify quadratic equation, probability, calculus. That judgment skill only develops through mixed practice. How do you do this specifically? When solving problems, don't finish 1 chapter completely. Do a few problems up front, then jump to another chapter, then another. Same with English vocabulary. Don't memorize unit by unit in order. Mix units 1 through 10. Harder at first, but you'll remember way longer. Mix subjects too. Don't do 2 hours of just math. 50 minutes math, 50 minutes English, 20 minutes science. Keep your brain awake. The key is accepting discomfort. Easy doesn't mean good studying. Slightly difficult and confusing? That's real learning. Interleaved practice. That's the third secret. Abandon the easy path. Take the confusing one. You've learned 3 core methods: active recall, spaced repetition, interleaved practice. But is that enough? No. The environment that supports your brain matters too. First, sleep. You pull all-nighters before tests, right? Worst choice possible. Sleep deprivation cuts learning ability in half. Your brain organizes while you sleep. The work of transferring daytime. Learning to long-term memory happens during sleep, especially deep sleep REM stage. That's when memories consolidate. Research shows students who sleep 7+ hours after learning have retention rates 2.5 times higher than those who sleep only 4 hours. Better to sleep early than pull an all-nighter for grades. Second, exercise. I don't even have time to study. What exercise? You might think. But exercise isn't wasted time. It's an investment. Aerobic exercise releases BDNF in your brain, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It grows brain cells and strengthens connections. Walk 30 minutes 3 times a week, it increases 40%. The hour right after exercise is golden time. Study then, and your focus is 20% sharper. Memory's 30% better. Light jogging before test day beats pulling an all-nighter. Third, the multitasking problem. Studying while checking your phone, absolutely deadly. Just a quick look, you think. But your brain doesn't see it that way. Once focus breaks, getting back to the original state takes an average of 23 minutes. Check a text for 30 seconds. Getting back to full concentration? 23 minutes. Check your phone 10 times, and over half your actual study time disappears. Looks like you studied 3 hours. Reality? Only 90 minutes. The solution is simple. When you start studying, put your phone in another room. Can't have it in sight. Your hand goes to it unconsciously. Turn it off completely if needed. Everything connects. Sleep-deprived means focus drops. Focus drops, so you check your phone more. Phone checking means no exercise. No exercise means stress builds. Stress means you can't sleep. It's a vicious cycle. Break just one link, and everything changes. Sleep enough tonight. Walk lightly tomorrow morning. When studying, remove your phone. Now for specific implementation, 3 study routines you can change starting today. First, the Feynman Technique. Named after Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman. You explain it simply enough for an elementary student to understand. Before read the textbook, highlight, done. Yeah, I think I get it, and move on. After, close the book. On a blank sheet, write what you just learned in terms an elementary student would understand. Where you get stuck, that's what you don't actually know. The specific steps work like this. First, summarize the concept in 1 sentence. Second, explain why. Third, give an example. Fourth, actually explain it to someone else. Get stuck while explaining? Go back to the book and study. Explain again. Get stuck again? Study again. Repeat this process until it flows smoothly without stopping. Try it, you'll be shocked. So much you thought you understood wasn't actually understood. Can't explain it? You don't know it. Second, a spaced review schedule. Timing is everything for reviews. Too soon, it's useless. Too late, everything's forgotten. You have to hit optimal timing. Before cram reviews 1 week before the test. Don't look at it until then. After today's material tomorrow, first review 3 days later. Second review 1 week later, third review 1 month later, fourth review. Mark it on a calendar or planner. Studied math quadratic equations today. So review tomorrow, review on the 12th. Review. On the 16th, review April 9th. Apps work great too. Anki is famous. It automatically calculates review timing. The alarm goes off right when you're about to forget. The key is a little every day. Invest just 30 minutes daily. A few months later, massive difference. Compounds like interest. Third, the 25-minute focus plus 5-minute break routine, called the Pomodoro Technique, named after a tomato-shaped timer. Short bursts of focus, short breaks, repeated. Before, I'll study 3 hours today. You start but check your phone, daydream. Actually only focus for 1 hour. After, set a timer for 25 minutes. Complete focus during that time. Phone off, only studying. 25 minutes and take 5 minutes completely off. Stretch or drink water. 25 minutes too short? No. True focus makes 25 minutes feel long. At first, even 10 minutes is hard. Start with 10 then. During breaks, absolutely no phone. Your brain needs rest. More stimulation defeats the purpose. Just close your eyes. Look out the window. Stretch. 4 rounds equals 2 hours. Then take a longer 15-minute break. You actually focused for 2 hours. Way better than sitting there 5 hours doing nothing. Practice just these 3 things, and your grades will definitely improve. Not magic. Science. That's everything. Today you learned real study methods proven by brain science. Active recall, spaced repetition, interleaved practice, plus 3 specific implementation techniques. Now comes the moment of choice. Will you study the same old way tomorrow? Highlighting, organizing pretty notes, cramming all night, then forgetting again. Or will you change starting today? Close the book and explain. Review at intervals. Truly focus for 25 minutes at a time. Same time invested. Completely different results. Your grades aren't low because you're not smart. It's not lack of effort either. The method was just wrong. You didn't know how your brain works. Now you do. Your brain doesn't like easy. It remembers strongest when you struggle to retrieve, when you repeat over time, when you compare while confused. At first it'll feel awkward, uncomfortable, even hard. The old way feels familiar. But stick with it for 2 weeks. You'll definitely feel the difference. During tests, you'll experience, hey, I remember this. Things you definitely studied before, but couldn't recall. Now they flow right out. That's proof of proper learning. When a friend asks, what are you doing differently? Why'd your grades suddenly jump? Tell them what you learned today. Too valuable to keep to yourself. Remember just one thing. Studying isn't a time battle. It's a method battle. Don't waste 10 hours. Study properly for 3. Your brain is way more powerful than you think. Give it the right method, and it does amazing things. Wake up that potential starting today. Pull out a blank sheet right now. Write what you learned from today's video. Active recall, remember? Start immediately. I'm genuinely rooting for your great improvement. Thanks for watching today.